Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. 2 weeks ago when the bombshell P. Diddy Cassie lawsuit dropped, and Cassie accused Diddy of basically forcing her into modern day slavery, Wendy Williams' name started trending on social media because people started to remember back in the day when Wendy tried to expose Diddy and his dirty deeds like almost 30 years ago. For those of you who are too young to remember, back in like the 90s, Wendy Williams used to be one of the most popular radio hosts in New York City, and while she was on her show, which was on Hot 97, Wendy used to spill a tea on all the celebrities. So wait up, stop, let's rewind, and I'ma take you back in time. Check this out.
Anyway, I had this really interesting meeting today with this guy named Bert Padell. Now, I don't know if you were here the day that Dalvin called when he got his cars taken away. Were you here?
Yeah, I was listening.
Okay, and then Dalvin and I talked, and Dalvin was talking about this guy named Bert Padell. And I never met Bert Padell, but I always heard his name, and I always heard it in a shiesty way. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like Bert Padell robbing me, Bert Padell this. You know, artists complaining about this Bert Padell.
Okay.
Bert Padell invited me to his office, and I finally kept the appointment and went today. First of all, his office is great. It's like a playground or something like that. There's like toys and knickknacks and stuff. This is an older white man who sees no color line. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
He doesn't do business deals with contracts. He does them by a handshake. Well, I thought he was crazy too.
Yeah,
Bert, I know you got your radio on. Bert, you are an enigma, out of your place in time. This is 1996.
You can't do that.
There's no room for that kind of trust.
No, it isn't.
But listen, Bert Padell, this is how he operates. You know what I'm saying? Bert Padell is managing. He's representing Tony Braxton. He paid the light bill for Soul for Real when their lights went out, and Lilco was calling them, sweating them for their $1,200. Okay, Bert Padell is the man who stepped up to the plate and wrote them a check, and Soul for Real's got lights. Okay.
So why do they always think he's so shiesty then?
I tend to believe that artists need somebody to blame when their taxes aren't paid and when their money is not right. Bert Padell is also the same man who went to his bank on a Saturday when the bank was closed, got a bank officer to pull $12,000 out of his bank account, gave it to Rakim's baby's mother, and to go out there and get him out of lockdown when he was locked up briefly over the summer.
But sometimes when you overextend yourself and help people, they give you a hand to bite back, and they don't even appreciate it.
You know, this guy Bert Padell, he's a good guy, almost too good to be true. You know what I'm saying? I asked him, well, who has shysted you so much in business, Bert, that you have dropped him? Because evidently it seems like everybody's kind of taking advantage of you. And you know who the one person that he's dropped is?
Who?
Puffy.
Get out of here.
Evidently, Bert made Puffy his new deal, and Bert gets 5% of the deal, which was his $50,000 take. You know what I'm saying? So Bert got a nice little chunk. He made Puffy's deal with Arista. You know, Bert also let me know that Puffy screwed Biggie out of some publishing.
Stop playing.
So they might have a little bit of beef in their little camp. You know.
Well, Puffy doing a lot of things. So I seen on BET that he's opening up a restaurant now, a slash bar.
That's right. That's great.
Yeah, it is.
But you know what? When Puffy needed equipment for his house, he went to Bert Padell. This is back when the relationship was good, and Bert gave him his American Express card, and he charged $57,000 worth of equipment.
Yeah.
Listen, I have 3 pages of notes from my meeting today with Bert Padell.
I see you got all your facts.
Yes, I do. Anyway, let me just finish with this Bert Padell thing, because this is a good guy.
Oh, okay. Second
of all, the first person who met me up in his office is JC, who used to be down with Big Daddy Kane.
Right.
Well, he had his own little stories to tell.
Listen, Wendy Williams used to be off the hook. Well, aside from telling stories about how Diddy shysted people like Bert Padell, Wendy also jumped on air one day and disclosed that she had a photo of an unnamed rapper in a very compromising position. And although she didn't initially say who the rapper was, she did drop enough breadcrumbs about the rapper that people eventually followed that trail to P. Diddy. So, after Wendy put Diddy in a very uncomfortable position by revealing that she had a photo of him in a very uncomfortable position, Diddy did a few things to try to shut Wendy down. First, Diddy sent his girl group Total up to the radio station to run the fade on Wendy. Check this out.
I remember I got off the air one day and them Total bitches were downstairs waiting, and everybody upstairs at the radio station is looking down, egging it on, waiting for something to go down. I wasn't yet married. My knight in shining armor screeched up in his car just out of nowhere. I didn't even know what was about to happen. Skell hiding like a girl. Thanks, Skell. I'm standing in the door like, what? And I'm literally about to go through. Now, I'm not like, what, let's fight. Because I'm not one of those type of broads. And plus, there was 3 of them. Out of nowhere. This is like I think we were first starting to date. We were brand new into it. You know, there were little signs. You know how little signs kick in that certain people are meant to be in your life and stuff. There were a lot of those that happened before, we actually sealed the deal. And that was like one of them. Like, God only knows what would have happened if I got out on the sidewalk and everything like that. Papers going flying, scale cowering. The little Chinese man that drove the van that they were coming. There was no security or anything. It was just them 3 fighting broads. And me. And my coworkers that shot standing upstairs trying to look down to see it all jump off. They all knew. When I said goodnight to everybody, everybody's pressed up against the window. I didn't even walk or bother asking, what are you all looking for? Because when the clock strikes, it's time to go. It is time to go. Nobody rushes out of a place faster than me.
And ain't nobody put you on?
No! That's what I'm saying. Nobody put me on. They're all pressed up against the window, looking down, knowing what the hell was about to happen. I didn't get a chance to hit the sidewalk. You know what I'm saying? Before I knew it, out of nowhere. Nobody called. It's not even like he knew. It was just like weird. Almost like karma. Next thing I know, he's out of the car and there's a whole bunch of rah-rah going on outside, and I'm still trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And I send Cower and Skell out on the sidewalk, and he comes back in and says, "It's total outside, and they were about to set it on you." I was none the wiser. The bastards that I work with, they all know.
That's what's killing me right now.
Well, now it's killing them. Yet another scene that went down at Shot 97. Thank God it wasn't like that, but
Okay, so after Kevin Hunter swooped in and stopped Kima, Keisha, and Pam from jumping Wendy Williams, P. Diddy used his power and influence to have Wendy suspended from Hot 97 by making calls and threatening to have all of his artists and his friends boycott the station. Now, the reason why Hot 97 suspended Wendy instead of firing her is so that they could control her, because they told her that if she quit, her contract wouldn't let her work at another radio station like WBLS or KISS. Now, instead of sitting in the corner and taking her time out like a good little girl, Wendy decided to leave Hot 97 anyway and took a job at Power 99 in Philly, which was basically like being put into radio obscurity, because Power 99 was ranked number 14 in Philly and nobody was listening to that station. And to make it even worse, you couldn't get Power 99 in New York. I mean, New Yorkers was sad. It was a very sad time in New York without Wendy. Anyhow, after the whole situation went down with Diddy and Wendy, Kevin Hunter, Wendy's ex-husband, came out and shed a little light on the situation. Check this out.
Now, you kind of spoke on it briefly. Is it true that Diddy got her fired from the radio station? Did he have anything to do with that?
I think that he had. Yes, I think he had. Well, let's be clear. Nobody got fired.
Okay.
He got suspended.
Okay.
Yeah. Did he use his influence and power with Steve Smith and him at the time, and God knows whatever his relationship was with the overall station, because Bad Boy was a powerhouse. We all know how Bad Boy dominated a large part of the 90s. And as far as New York, there was a powerhouse. So was he, King Joffrey Joe? Yeah. Did he go in there and shake him up and say, yo, I want this chick off. She dissing my group and all kinds of shit? Yeah. Did he get her fired? So, at the time, he used his influence, and he definitely got her suspended. He was the shit. And the suspension led to me having to get a lawyer again and get her out of the contract, get a federal judge to recognize what's happening, because, legally you can't just hire somebody for one thing and then shove them into like a fucking copier or mailroom clerk position,
right?
To diminish, their intellectual value, property in the market. So, he used it, but to say it on some street shit, yeah, he definitely got her off air and was able to run around and pop shit about that. And obviously people who know the wrath of Mr. Combs know that he, you know, at the time you couldn't tell him shit and he was doing whatever he wanted to do.
So here's the thing. A lot of people don't know this, but not only did Wendy say that she had a photo of P. Diddy, but later on she created a website called Wendy.com, and on her website she also alleged that she had seen a video of P. Diddy doing some really foul-ish, which now, in hindsight, may have been one of the earliest videos of his alleged freak-offs. Now, the irony of the whole Wendy Diddy situation is that while Diddy was hell-bent on destroying Wendy's career, years earlier, Wendy actually tried to help save his. Because in 1991, when Diddy threw the infamous celebrity basketball game at City College, which left 9 people dead due to a stampede because the promoters got greedy and oversold the tickets, someone who was at CCNY who was affiliated with Kiss FM noticed that the situation at the game was getting out of control. And 1 hour before the stampede actually took place, they called Kiss FM radio station and told them what was up. And realizing that the situation was teetering on the verge of danger, Wendy Williams jumped on the radio and tried to calm the situation down before it even happened. But it was too late. Check this out.
You, no matter where you live, I'm sure, have heard about the tragedy here in New York City. What started as a benefit basketball game featuring rap stars, turning into the worst nightmare imaginable. Thousands of excited teenagers and other young people crushed into a suffocating heap at the bottom of a staircase at City College, leaving 9 dead and almost 30 others severely injured.
The event in question was a celebrity basketball game. At first, said to be an AIDS fundraiser, hosted and promoted by Sean Puffy Combs. He held the event along with another well-known rapper, Heavy D. Combs was no stranger to throwing big parties and even bigger after parties. It was something he did often, and this event, like many others, was supposed to go down as a memorable night full of notable moments. As the event approached, tickets were sold at $20 a ticket to ensure entrance to the star-studded event. Some of the well-known names in attendance were LL Cool J, Mike Tyson, Dougie Fresh, and Red Alert. The teams facing off against one another were full of talent. The game was marketed as the Hepsters versus the Puff Daddy All-Stars. Some of the talent on Heavy D's team included Michael Bivins of Belle Biv DeVoe and New Edition, members of Boyz II Men, Run DMC, Phife Dawg, and Big Daddy Kane. They'd go head-to-head against Puffy's team, which had members of Jodeci, Brand Nubian, Guy, Nice and Smooth, and Ed Lover. DJing the event was Funkmaster Flex of Hot 97.
The confusion about ticket sales is where the problem began, but this didn't really alarm anybody. This was a charity event after all, so nobody was exactly eager to cancel it. Not until it was too late.
The exact location of the event was said to be at the Nat Holman Gymnasium, located inside City College. It was then that a member of Kiss FM staff saw the insanely large crowd standing outside of the college. Knowing that there was just no way everyone could possibly be let in. In the hour that followed, a call was made to the Kiss FM station, letting them know that the event was over-publicized. Wendy Williams, who was a Kiss FM DJ at the time, would tell listeners that if they didn't already have a ticket to the event, they should stay home. But it was just far too late to put that message out there.
Okay, stop right there, because I want to make sure that you guys all heard that Wendy Williams did try to help Diddy. But, I mean, there was nothing she could do, because that night just got worse. Now, I really only wanted you to see that Wendy Williams did try to help Diddy out. But now that we're like knee deep into the story, we might as well continue. So, check this out.
The numbers continued to grow. Hundreds were gathered on 2 separate lines at first. According to some witnesses who attended, the crowd was already huge by 5 p.m. There were no police on college grounds as of yet, just a few men telling people to step back, although officers mentioned that they were there by 4:45. Timelines often conflict when it comes to this. Time continued to pass and celebrities were starting to arrive, entering through the same entrance that ticket holders were meant to enter through. Many were led into the gym, but outside, the crowd was growing restless. It was said that guards were letting people enter who didn't have tickets, allowing them to purchase tickets on the line. Obviously, this made actual ticket holders very upset. Many continued to try and force their way in. A crowd already filled the staircase that leads into the gym. These were many, some ticket holders and some who purchased their ticket on the line. They'd form on the stairs pressed up against the gym doors. Doors that if you were standing in front of them, would require you to pull them open, not push them. If the crowd would grow too large, there'd be no space to open those doors and get inside. The gym itself already had a large amount of people who'd been let in. Some who were inside looked on as they waited for their friends or loved ones to also be let in. The idea of seeing so many huge names in music at the time for a mere $20 was just too good to pass up for some. But around 6:30 p.m. that evening, tragic events truly began to unfold. It was said that Greg Nice of Nice and Smooth and a few others showed up to the event, approaching the glass doors leading into the building. As they made their way in, the huge crowd who'd been outside waiting would begin to surge in behind the entourage. Some stated people determined to enter were saying 1, 2, 3, push, and they were starting to move inward. The safety glass on the doors would shatter under the weight of hundreds pushing. Some who were entering through the broken entryway would pull the dangling shards of glass away in order to let more people enter. People were beginning to panic and cry out for others to stop forcing their way in, but those cries were ignored. The huge crowd that just broke through the glass was now pushing on all of the people below in the 12-foot wide stairwell, crushing everyone who stood against the doors. Full-blown panic and chaos would erupt as many climbed onto each other, trying to fight their way out. Others gasped for air as hundreds of bodies pressed onto them, making it impossible for their lungs to expand. Many lay unconscious as others fell on top of them, and bodies stacked onto one another. They were all trapped, crushing one another, and the situation would only get much worse. Eventually, some of the doors were opened, and those inside who become privy to the ongoing chaos just feet away began pulling people inside the gym where there was room, and the pandemonium continued. The following footage was taken that night and shows the confusion, chaos, and attempt to save lives. The crowd will look on in disbelief as many injured collapsed into the gym. Bodies were carried throughout the gym, appearing to be lifeless. On the mic, rapper Dougie Fresh would make a plea for those with a cellular phone to call for help, since the only payphone was behind a locked door. Calls were made from within the gym walls, and the situation was already as bad as it could get.
A female?
Yes, a female.
Asthma?
If he had an asthma attack? She passed out unconscious. They can't revive her.
The events that took place at City College on December 28th of 1991 leave horrifying memories in the minds of those who lived through it and in the minds of those who lost someone or knew someone there. While it may not be spoken about as frequently as other events, to the people of New York, every year as the holiday season approaches, 9 different families have to face another year without their loved ones, and countless others have endured lifelong trauma after witnessing all this tragedy unfold. Of course, the question becomes, who's to blame? Why did this happen? There was a celebrity game that took place mere weeks before this. What was the difference? Selling too many tickets? Was it the miscommunication about tickets sold? Was it because of the big support behind a cause later found to be bogus? Was it the crowd who didn't realize the real danger that they were in? Was it greed? May all that lost their lives that night rest in peace. My deepest condolences go out to all the families affected in this tragedy.
Yes, we definitely want to send our condolences out to everybody who was affected by that tragedy. Now, after the CCNY stampede took place, the courts found P. Diddy and Heavy D to be 50% liable for the situation. They also found out that the event wasn't properly insured, and as if that was not bad enough, come to find out, even though all the promotion for the game said that it was a charity basketball game to support AIDS and that part of the proceeds would go into an AIDS foundation, people later found out that that was allegedly fake.
There's always something bad going on around Puff. That event was based on an AIDS foundation that money was supposed to be going to, and then later they found out that didn't even exist. I guess he was just on his hustle. The hustle went bad that day.
And it just should not have been alive. It just should not have been alive because it was a big lie. Nothing for AIDS. What AIDS?
Because there was even people in the crowd saying this is an AIDS event.
There's some suggestions that the money has disappeared, that it was a bogus cause.
There's no AIDS event. The AIDS Foundation said they would not claim anything like that.
Yo, how low can you go? I mean, I understand that like you love money, but brother love, how low can you go? I mean, I just don't know. But you know who does know? Mace. And the other day, 50 Cent posted a video of Mace going ham on P. Diddy. Check this out.
I empty pipes when cliques get clogged and go to church on Sunday. I'm the illest of all. Don't ever put Mace with other bad boys who had hardships. You know I get it jumping like a mosh pit, nigga. I'm the first level, dirt level. I can never work level. Niggas mad I made it to the I would never work level. Since Cain killed Abel, I'm able to kill Cain. And love don't steal, my nigga, change your name. And I see no integrity in your name. And I'm haunted by the ghost of St. James. Champagne King, match my rolling plain James. And I say, blame God I ain't changed. And if niggas never found a killer, why is niggas living it? Everybody broke, niggas gotta blame the visionary. Niggas be selling their soul to go to a brunch. Niggas might end up sweet, drinking that punch. I suffer good. And niggas know I'm from another hood. Forget a brotherhood, I'm trying to make sure that my mother good. I ain't cheap, but I'm really golden the ghost. No matter on top 5, I'm one coated the most. I'm the ghost of Wolf, ghost of RZA. Come with the facts you never considered. I'm the ghost of Shine. I speak for every artist never spoke their mind. Representing every artist that was left behind. From Crank Mac to G-Dep. I still remember them kids chanting. For every producer you ever stole a sample. Why you playing with me? Knowing I make examples. Niggas hide behind money. You know that's not a man move. You know you freaking I'm Tony. You know that it would be lonely. It's never safe if you owe me. You know that saying's true. You had a chance to do right now, understand you. You can't stop a nigga came from wicked, can't rule. Karma came and gave him daughters for what he did. And Kim Porter made the day he dies and rests in piss water. He couldn't change his life, that nigga couldn't save his life. Now it ain't no way to fight. Now he out in waving white. I know your strategies and what your habits be. And right now I got a role in your faculty. So when you get the nerve to come after me, what audacity. Gotta know that dollar sign wasn't rapping free. Actually, after Big died, what a travesty. When Mace left, nigga, was nobody after. Guess I got the last laugh. They ain't laughing, huh? Niggas stay strapping up. Ready for a massacre. Here, black ball, Mace, the ball ain't black enough. Tupac boys, nigga, I ain't even mad at you. Pretty nigga always make their heart smell, yeah. Come on. Yes, you can say I know I pop fell. Yeah, I'm just a Harlem nigga, riding down a Vegas strip with my own shoe. You from my Vernon, nigga? Go rip your own hood. I'm not hating on your Billy worth, no. Right now, I'm only saying what you really worth. You ain't an architect. You just a nigga know how to market death. Go pay his mother what she really worth, nigga.
Yo, my man said, you're from Mount Vernon, go rep your own hood. I am done. But listen, a whole bunch of people were like, yo, I can't believe Mace said that. But here's the thing, if you go back and you dig in the crates and look in the archives, you will come to see that a whole bunch of like bad boy artists like the Locks really don't rock with P. Diddy. Check this out.
All right, it's countdown time. Most requested songs in the city. Oh, I like sound like that. Sound crazy. Hello? Hello. Hey. Oh, that's me. I'm better now. All right, it's countdown time. We're going to hook you up. After number 1, I have some tickets to hang out with us up in the Bronx. We're going to be at the Bronx at the Paradise Theater November 25th, the day after Thanksgiving. Broadcasting live. Me, Flex, Dipset, Monse, the works. Bells and whistles. Everything. D-Block is here today, if you're just tuning in. You didn't really give an announcement, you didn't really tell people what it was, and we've been getting wind of it from other places, but you didn't officially give me what the word is. Do you want to do that? Tell me what exactly.
Go ahead, SP.
Come on, SP, give me exactly what the word is, man.
It's only half a word now. See, because we went ahead half of the business done. The word was, we ain't trying to work till we fix, we get what we do. That was the word. And that's on...
Go ahead.
And from when we was here, we got half of it fixed from just being here. The phone started ringing, we got on the plane, we went in, sat down and met. And,
What got you to that point in the first place?
Slavery, Ange. I don't know what better way to put it to you. Like, it's like if you was coming to this job every day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you putting in your hours, you did what you did to make yourself the voice in New York. And I'm in the cut somewhere taking half of your money for what you do, like.
That's the label?
For
Taking half of your money?
No, that's not the label. That's
publishing, that's Puffy.
That's publishing. You know what I mean? So it gets tiring after a while. Like if Kiss makes a hit, the Lots make a hit.
How does this work?
So Styles make a hit.
When you got signed to Bad Boy in the first place, you sold your publishing to Puff, right?
Nah, this is what happens when you're young and black and coming off the street and coming from high school or wherever you coming from. You don't really know what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And these lawyers, you got to charge some of it to the lawyers too.
Definitely.
You know what I'm
you get in
saying?
that situation.
You got to charge yourself first and foremost for putting your John Hancock on the paper. But then, like, after a few years and after 10 years and 12 years and you become of age and have kids and have a life ahead of you, nobody never took nothing from me. Like, it's hard for me to look at Diddy. It's hard to go, like, to be phony about it and pull him out on stage at the Hova concert and do the Benjamins, and it's hard. Like, it's not.
Have you talked to him about
millions of dollars? This is my life. It's worth dying. It's worth killing over. Like, serious.
That's what people don't understand.
Don't say, Jada, you bugging. Or it's worth really killing. Like. Sit down, think about it, pull it all on the table. It's really worth doing it over. Like, some things ain't worth it. That's one of the things that's worth it. So, me personally, I can't sleep sometimes. Like, I lose sleep, but I be ready to just black out. Like,
how long have you been? Have you had the conversations with Puff about trying to buy it back?
He's so much of a gangster. With the paperwork, he'll tell you one thing, and then he'll tell his lawyer or people that represents him something else.
And then it never happens. And this is amazing. I mean,
and you've been trying to do this for years?
For years, Ange. We on our, we've been quiet and all that. We on our 7th or 8th lawyer for this.
No security guard can stop.
How much money are we talking? How much money are we talking?
Off a skyscraper.
We
stainless steel with the double door joints.
We talking.
No security.
I couldn't even tell you.
I mean, estimated you couldn't.
A couple mil.
A couple million?
I would say a couple mil.
I can't even say. I'm not even sure.
We paid a couple mil to get out. We paid almost $3 million to get out.
To get off Bad Boy.
Yeah, we had no $1 million budget. We did one album there, Inch. We did one album. We did Money, Power, Respect there.
This ain't for albums. This is for life.
This is for life, too.
This is why it's worth killing. It ain't like
when this contract's up.
So for the rest of your life, if you make a song, you have the way it stands. He gets money no matter what.
If we make a Give It to Me or in the club, he's gonna make more off that than we are.
And people don't understand.
That's worth throwing it all out the window.
That's worth saying, wake up saying, yo, I'm tired of this, man. I'm literally tired of this. Like, people, yo, it's a hit, and people, people been calling us since, like, you guys can't do this, and, it looks like a gimmick, and it looks like a game, and this is our life. Like, this ain't no joke. Like, from when we came in the door,
it's worth killing. It's worth throwing it out the window.
When we came in the door, we ain't no greedy dudes.
Mm-hmm.
If you know us, Ange, anybody who knows us, we hard workers, we chilling, we humble, we the streets, like. But we ain't trying to go rob nobody for nothing or say, yo, hit us with something. But yo, dog, we made one album with you. Years ago, we came in the game. We paid $3 million to get off. Close to $3 million.
I gotta pay him $300,000.
You made, Lord knows what you made off the Benjamins.
Every time I put out a solo album, he gotta get an advance of $300,000.
What kind of?
That's crazy. That's what the people don't see. Like, and to me, it's like, yo, come on, dog. You on MTV, VH1, $1 million parties, Sean John, Justin's, this and that. We did one album with you, dog. You Benjamins, Lord, No Way Out from the Benjamins sold something crazy. You made you made your money back off of that. And when we came in the door, our advance was between the three of us was like 100 G's. And you charged us $3 million to let go. And you had our publishing for half of 10 years now. And we've been trying to, we've been quiet. You know, people be like, y'all wild, or y'all got
but behind the scenes, you've been dealing with this for a long time.
We're on our 7th lawyer.
Is that Puffy on 11? Puffy's on 11. You want to talk to him?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
You call it.
If it's 10 years and
what do you call it? And don't say we can come in your office or do none of that, because we can't do none of that. We can't handle it no other way but with lawyers, and you know that, so don't get on the radio and act like a tough guy or none of that.
Wait, you know how we can settle?
You acting tough.
I'm in my office, so why don't we stop talking on the radio?
Now, you want people to stop talking because you just don't want to know the truth, dog. We made one record with you. Money, Power, Respect. It's 10 years later, and you still got half of our publishing. Now, there's no way you can make it justifiable that you deserve half of our publishing.
You to my face. We just at the concert. You ain't saying nothing.
What are we going to do? Shave it to your face? Get sued? What do you want us to do? We can't touch. We can't be violent or none of that. We can't even have.
Saying all this, dog, 2 years ago, Levels in Miami.
Let's real recognize real. Y'all know where the office is at. There's a big sign on it. I'm gonna be there.
The whole National Guard's downstairs, too. Cut it out, man.
I ain't gonna get caught up in this. I'm a grown ass man, man.
You're a coward.
And I don't take nothing.
You're a thief, Bob.
Coward.
Don't say you're a thief.
Okay.
You're a
Come
thief.
to the office, man. Come to the office so we can straighten it out there.
Yo,
man.
how we just 3 guys you don't even mess with. You had your Ace Boom publishing.
You call me whatever you
want.
want.
You won't let his publishing go.
I'm at the office.
You won't let your man's publishing go.
We're gonna argue in front of New York. That's the way you want
to. Do you own your man's publishing, though?
Ain't nothing to y'all, man.
Do you own your man's publishing?
New York could believe it or whatever. I don't
Do you own your man's publishing?
I can sleep good at night because I ain't never did nothing to y'all. And if y'all ever want
to, you had a whole bunch of artists that
don't like us, Puffy.
That's it.
Dog, you had a bunch of artists whose careers never went right with you, dog. Be for real, dog. Look at the list.
We don't want to be violent.
You the artist that did the best for yourself. Look at your list, dog. Look at all the artists you dealt with. Look at the situation they dealt with. 12 not happy with you gone. Faith not happy with you gone. We not happy with you gone. Faith not happy with you gone.
Wow. All right, he's hung up. He's gone. He's finished.
Shine jail. He says that, but what do you mean you ain't a thief or robbing? Dog, it's 10 years. We made one album with you. You got half of our publishing. Don't try to make it. Don't try to get on this phone with you a tough guy, because all you do is direct us to the lawyers. And you said that we had a face-to-face with this man in Miami, Levels, 2 summers ago. You know what he said? Yo. Dog, y'all been through a lot, I know that. I know y'all felt it never went right with me. I feel like I got wrongs to right. This is what he said out of his mouth. This is what he said out of his mouth. You the one who came back, coming to see if we want to get signed and do all that again. We want our publishing, dog, and we got a right to that. It's been years now. Years you had our stuff. Nobody, pardon us. Pardon him, he was wrong for threatening you or your life over the radio or whatever, but that's frustration.
He didn't threaten. Let's just clear. He didn't threaten. He said it's worth.
It's been. Pardon me. You're right. He didn't threaten you. But it is worth it. He don't understand that because you just been robbing people for years, and people could look at it. And you could look at what he said. Then you look at us, and you look at his catalog of artists he had. And you sit back and do the homework yourself. You go home, forget what we said, forget we the streets, we the locks. This is how we voice our opinion, and this is how we voice our opinion because we ain't corporate. We ain't industry, so we got to let the streets know that. This is how we voice our opinion through the airwaves, through the mixtapes, through songs. We can't voice our opinion through lawyers and go. You've seen what we got to do to have a meeting, Ange. So let's be for real when it comes to the corporate side. Don't try to confuse the listeners in the streets to think it's that simple, because he's going to give you the running around like he's been for the past 10 years. We've been trying to get our publishing the past 10 years, so don't try to act like we bugging out of nowhere. We've been through 7 lawyers and all kind of things. So, but be for real, we did one album with you.
can I just ask you? I'm sorry.
I'm worked up.
I know you are. No, I know you are. But let's just say this. Let's just say this. At this point, the way this whole day and this whole thing has happened, it might have been. It's too bad that it had to take this long and come to this point to get him on the phone. But he got on the phone, and it's obviously a public.
Still trying to butter it up.
I know he's okay. But let's just say. But now it's a public argument, and you know whether you believe
nothing's gonna happen.
No. But whether you believe he'll have the meeting or not, he said he would. And I mean, would you at that point, let's say, would you sit down, would you have a meeting, and if this was resolved, would you then be able to continue? Is it just this alone? Well, that's two parts. Number one, would you sit down? He said on the radio he would sit down. I know it took a long time. I know it's on the radio.
Problem sitting down. It's not us that don't want it. It's not.
We've been trying to sit down forever. This is what nobody realized.
But now it's public.
Yeah, we want to sit down.
He cared, or he was, it got to the point where he felt he needed to call up and discuss it.
It got to the point because when you tell people the truth, because most of hip hop, 90% of hip hop is fake people, and people coming on air being fake to you. And probably it's 80% of the artists in the same situation we in, but they sit up here to you front so much, and I'm this and that, I got this and that, I got this and that. If you didn't do them big numbers, I know exactly what you got. If you came in the 90s like we came in, unless you was spectacular, you sitting there fronting because you don't want the people to know how it's going down. Now we all right. We made money off of our hard-earned grinding. This is what people need to understand. When you see us in the street in the nice trucks, the Rangers, the Benzes, whatever vehicles we in, when we copped our houses, when we did all of that, we did that off a hard-earned side artist, grinding, mixtape hustle. I get a verse for you here. I write this here for you on the low. This man is making tons of money off of us for no apparent reason. No reason at all.
Okay,
I can't wait to sit down and talk.
I want to play a song because I want to.
See, contrary to popular belief, a lot of artists like the Lox have been out here calling Diddy out on his alleged bull-ish for years, which is one of the reasons why I believe that P. Diddy tried to rebrand himself and appeal to the younger generation. I mean, for the last decade or so, he's been out here running around with the 20-somethings like Young Miami, because they were little kids running around in diapers when R&B artists and rappers like the Lox were out here exposing Diddy for his alleged corrupt ways. See, he can gaslight the youngins because they don't know their history. All they know is Ciroc, Revolt, and DeLeon. I mean, for real, some of these kids actually think that P. Diddy is a black cultural icon on the level of like a Sidney Poitier or a Harry Belafonte. And that is crazy. Listen, let me know what you think about Wendy and Diddy's beef, Total trying to run a fade on Wendy, everything that happened during the City College stampede, Mace putting Diddy on blast, and the Lox saying that working for Diddy is like being a slave on a plantation. Let me know what you think about all of that in the comments. And while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And share this video with your friends. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source for celebrity news. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.